Hey, this is Smiles with another classic game review. Before Atlas made Dragon's Crown, Catherine, and Persona 4, there's this game I punched hundreds of hours into called Snowboard Kids 2. Snowboard Kids 2 is the second game in the now defunct Snowboard Kids series and was released back in 1999 for the N64. Slash and the Snowboard Kids gang meet Wendy, the new kid on the block, and with their newly invented rocket, their snowboarding races are taken to new heights. These super deformed 10-year-olds find themselves in odd situations, like traveling to outer space, running away from a dinosaur, and shrunk to the size of ants, all while dealing with the mischievous demon Damien. Like the N64 games of the time, the story is lighthearted and quirky, a stark difference compared to Atlas games of today. Gameplay combines 1080 snowboarding with Mario Kart. It's a downhill race with items that are used to attack opponents or give yourself a boost. The items in the blue boxes are easily the most powerful and helpful. Oh, those glorious pans, how I love and loathe you at the same time. To get items, you need money. Money can be found around the course or awarded when performing tricks. When you jump off a ledge, rapidly tap the A button while moving the joystick. The crazier tricks you pull off, the more money you get. Be careful though, if you land while spinning, you'll fail your trick and lose momentum. Speaking from experience, a failed trick can easily cost you the race. Performing tricks while on the ground can also reflect items back at opponents. I usually wasn't the best at this, and I would always mistime my jump, but it's a neat trick to help you out. The game lets you race as Slash, Jam, Nancy, Linda, Tommy, and Wendy, with 3 unlockable characters, Damien, Coach, and Mr. Dog. Obviously, this game doesn't take itself seriously if it lets you play as an overweight dog. Sorry fans of the original Snowboard Kids, Snowboard the Ninja is not available. Each character has their own strengths and weaknesses, but you're doing it wrong if you're not picking Coach every time. He's a penguin that can wear a straw hat! That's pretty sick in my opinion. The characters themselves really brought Snowboard Kids' lighthearted theme home, and their cartoonish personalities were evident in the story cutscenes before the race. There's no in-depth story development here, but that's obvious given the super deformed and exaggerated looks of the characters in-game. Snowboard Kids 2 is supposed to be more carefree. It's a shame that was lost when the DS version was made. I truly believe that's why the Snowboard Kids series hasn't been revisited since. Besides characters, there are a ton of boards you can unlock. As far as usable boards are concerned though, there's a limited amount. For instance, the Highlands Balance board has 7 speed, 4 turn, and 4 jump. But why would you settle for that when you have the Star board, which has +1 on every stat? The other special boards have interesting quirks like invincibility against attacks, but their lackluster stats hardly justify picking them. Or you can be that guy and pick the Dragon board with unlimited rocket and wings. I personally just stick with the Star board. Snowboard Kids 2 suffered from a slight difficulty spike right after Linda's castle. While somewhat frustrating, it's also my main motivation for playing this game. Maybe one day I'll claim victory in Iceland hassle-free. This alone made Snowboard Kids 2 one of my go-to games on the N64, and found itself up there with the likes of Diddy Kong Racing and Super Smash Bros. Back in the day, everyone was hyped about 1080 snowboarding and the realism N64 polygons had to offer. But for me, the best snowboarding game is Snowboard Kids 2. In a stark contrast to today's game, Snowboard Kids 2 is more simplistic and cartoonish in nature. While there are some gameplay flaws, I still find it to be a fun racing game and one of my go-tos for the N64. It's a shame the series doesn't have much of a future, but it's always nice to revisit this classic.